Every time Vegeta looked in the direction Goku was literally just in, Goku was already above the man with a boot to his skull. I know that kid gotta be the reason for Vegeta CTE in the Cell Saga, bro. Welcome to Hardest Hitters, where we break down and analyze the greatest anime phase to find out just who had the best fight in anime. And for episode 1, you already know I had to start off strong with hands down one of the most iconic anime fights of all time. From the father of shonen anime, we got Dragon Ball Z Son Goku versus Prince Vegeta from their first fight in the Saiyan Saga. Now since this is episode 1, let's quickly go ahead and cover the basics on how we scale the fights. We use 5 main categories, and a pause if you want to read this. Build up, atmosphere, choreography, animation, and execution. Each category will receive a rating from 1 to 10. And now that we got all the rules out the way, let's find out just how hard these fights really hit. Build up. Now I don't know about y'all, but as a kid, watching the Saiyan Saga, it felt like it took Goku forever to get back to Earth to box Saiyan. Like Goku was running on Snake Way for at least 50 episodes. Bro. While that may sound whack from a new watcher's perspective, if you were sitting down watching this arc, you was on the edge of your seat every damn episode, that's for sure. Cause every episode we were praying somebody in the Z Fighters didn't get packed up. Cause after TN died, I ain't gonna lie, I lost all my hope, bro. Like they were cooked after that, bro. I thought they was finished. But going back, Raditz pulling up on Earth was actually a really good move for Toriyama to make, and it shifted the fate of the series completely. So shout out to Toriyama for doing that. And then it allowed us to introduce the GOAT, the Prince of all Saiyans, the Prince of all Demons, Vegeta. Now, OG Dragon Ball led us to believe Goku was at his peak, but the idea that this man was actually stupid weak compared to these other Saiyan niggas was crazy. I mean, not only did Goku die and have to run his ass to some otherworldly god to train to get his get back, it made all of us question just how strong Vegeta is. And it made us question how devious this scrap was really about to be. And finally, when Goku pulls up, he beats up Vegeta's homie with zero difficulty. And Vegeta looks at bro and goes, "Damn, shit tragic, Nappa." And then he blows his homie up. Nah, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, damn, Vegeta cold as shit for that. But I was low-key horrified at this man train, so I was like, I don't know how Goku gonna pull through, but we gonna have to see. And this concludes build-up, and I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna have to give this a 10 out of 10. I mean, the build-up was like, there's not a lot of fights that compare to this with build-up. This is one of the best built-up anime fights of all time, one of the most legendary fights of all time, so no glazing, but just not many fights can match the hype that was Goku versus Vegeta. Atmosphere. Now the atmosphere of this fight is crazy because it keeps shifting around, which is good for longer fights. Initially we thinking Goku about to stand on business and pack Vegeta up, but Vegeta's matching this man with ease. Weave. Goku not doing nothing. Goku turning Kaioken did allow him to keep up throughout the fight though. I mean, there's hella times I was standing up and punching Vegeta with Goku on every right hook that landed on Vegeta's big ass cranium, bro. Now I will say, the music in DBZ is iconic, but you really only feel it in the most iconic scenes if I'm being completely honest. But I just say that mostly comes down to the anime being old. And another thing I want to bring up is how clean the background looks that they find in. I mean, they were blowing up the entire wasteland in the entire scrap. They was going crazy. Now obviously I'm not finna glaze the whole video because everybody knows damn sure that DBZ is known for niggas powering up the whole episode. And as a kid, you don't really notice that shit, I'm gonna be honest. But sitting here rewatching each one as a grown man, it was really yapping and screaming about a lot, buddy. But overall, the vibe of this fight is something else, and this will either make or break your love for Dragon Ball, and even some people's idea for anime. This concludes atmosphere, and I would say this fight deserves a solid 7 out of 10. Because when the fight's at its best, it is peak definition of anime. But outside of that, you can kind of forget the stakes of the fight with how long the yelling and exposition is. Same thing can be said about the music. Choreography. Now we on to the actual scrapping. So we start the fight with some clean back and forth between Goku and Vegeta. And this fight doesn't really contain too many like flurry invisible punches that Dragon Ball Super is known for, or I guess Dragon Ball in general. And it's really smooth, I ain't gonna lie. You can feel the weight behind the punches. Like when Vegeta clocked the hell out of Goku, I felt that shit. When Goku whipped out Kaioken ×3 on that boy, nigga, did I just catch you? I felt my jaw hurting after Vegeta got punched. Every hit felt like a Mortal Kombat X-ray on my spine, bro. This fight was a perfect mix of cat and mouse and constantly one-upping the opponent with your next power. The only thing I will say about the choreography is the fight mostly consists of special moves and heavy blows. It doesn't really involve as many trades like in later fights like the Cell Saga. Now let's go over my favorite moments from this fight. So starting out from the beginning, Goku decides to rush Vegeta. Vegeta's him, so Vegeta's mostly blocking them punches, weave, it's light work, no reaction. But Goku's dodging too, so he ain't getting punked yet. But then Goku decides to chase Vegeta down after missing a few slurps and punches. And ends up getting snugged by Vegeta's right hook. Then after that, Goku starts getting cooked. Goku tries fighting back, but Vegeta is heavily outclassing him in power level. Vegeta's just giving that man straight hands, bouncing around. It's light for this man. And he starts putting the paws on Goku. Vegeta kicks him in the stomach, and Goku gives up and decides to activate his cheat code Kaioken on them. Now next, I'd say Goku going ×3 Kaioken and giving Vegeta body shots, uppercuts, and every time Vegeta looked in the direction Goku was literally just in, Goku was already above the man with a boot to his skull. I know that kid gotta be the reason for Vegeta CTE in the Cell Saga, bro. And then obviously we got the legendary Kamehameha versus Galagun beam struggle. And let me tell you, every anime fan can agree with saying this is one of the most, if not the most, iconic scene in anime. And that's just facts, buddy. All in all though, this fight is amazing for the time it came out. And while many other anime fights surpassed it due to having much better mapping and technology, it holds up decently well among other shows. I think the fight choreography deserves a solid 6.75 out of 10. You may be thinking, yo bro, how you gonna rank it that low when you was just glazing it that hard? Well, young man, I thought you never asked. This is my fucking show, buddy. Alright? I rate it how I want. But this is about how the fight looks, so not how iconic it is. It's only fair to rate it how I see it. Animation. Now let's keep in mind, this anime was originally aired in the very late 80s, so in my opinion, the animation holds up insanely well. I mean, like, come on, this is a really well-made anime for being so damn old. The colors look good, the background crumbles perfectly, the sounds are crazy, and the flow of the fight is crazy when it gets going. It's like a strong wind-up punch. Except the only issue with the strong wind-up punch is when you miss, you're missing hard as fuck. And boy, does the animation miss hard as fuck sometimes. It feels a little corny at points, I ain't gonna lie. Like, there's hella shots of Goku just pulling his arm back for 5 minutes while Vegeta's watching in fear for 10 minutes. And Vegeta straight up is powering up for the 47th time this fight, stretching his arms out, going, yeah! Like he's Broly. Like, shut that shit up. Not to mention, all that flashing is gonna have somebody on the floor in 5 seconds. I'm not gonna lie. But overall, the anime has some pretty damn good animation at such an early point in the series. And given the time period, I'd say it deserves some leniency. So after all of that, the animation deserves a solid 7 out of 10. I'd normally say 6, but given when it was made, it deserves some extra props for holding up so well. Execution. I'm gonna keep it a stack with y'all. This is one of the best executed anime fights of all time. Because not only did Goku break his limits, but he also made a new homie at the end of it. Well, not until towards the end of the line, but it's Vegeta. The fight had real consequences that we see affect the next arc greatly, and honestly, just shows how meaningful the Dragon Balls still are in the series. Goku barely survived getting packed up by Grade Vegeta. This man had all his bones crushed. Brother, do you understand how cold this nigga Vegeta is, bro? He was a fan favorite after packing up Goku. But man, this fight set up hella things for the series and pushed things along at a really good pace, and it didn't have a stupid ending. So all in all, I'd say it was perfect throughout. Overall, I'd give it an astounding 10 out of 10 for execution. I genuinely believe that this fight had even the slightest technique in our cell of the Buu Saga, it might just be the greatest fight in Dragon Ball Z. Final results. Now for the final results, let's add everything up and get the complete end score. And to spice some shit up, we got some tiers to show you if the anime fight really is as goated as you think it is. Below 30, garbage! Sorry, 30 to 36, pretty solid anime fight. 37 to 42, top tier anime fight. 43 to 47, legendary anime fight. And 48 to 50, greatest anime fight ever. Now, revealing the results. From build up, we have a 10 out of 10. From atmosphere, we have a 7 out of 10. From choreography, we have a 6.75 out of 10. From animation, we have a 7 out of 10. From execution, we have a 10 out of 10. For a final score of, drum rolls please, 40.75, which leaves it in the top tier anime fight bracket. And I know, some of y'all might be disappointed by that, but just know, an anime from 1989 still had better animation than 7 Deadly Sins.